Hey everybody, welcome back to the Scentatar Fragrance channel. My name is Benjamin. It's so good to be back here today. If you're new to my channel, you're very welcome here. And if you're a subscriber, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I review fragrances, colognes, perfumes, and all things scent related. So let's jump into another fragrance review. This time it's going to be of a fragrance that I think is fantastic, that I think is wonderful, and I truly love this fragrance. But before we do, I just wanted to introduce the House of Nikolai. I believe they're a Russian brand. Their fragrances are a little bit more linear. They're more approachable for a niche fragrance. These are on the expensive side, but they're more wearable for everyday situations. Now, if you're a niche head, if you like very artistic fragrances, very complex fragrances, this isn't the kind of brand for you. But if you are looking for very high quality fragrances that are easy to wear in just about any situation, you appreciate things that don't change a lot and you kind of know what you're getting into, this kind of brand's just for you. And Fig Tea is a wonderful fragrance for that kind of thing, in my opinion. Now, first off, we're going to jump into the smell, then we're going to jump into the projection longevity, then the compliment factor, and lastly the price. So first off, with the smell and the composition, I think that this fragrance smells fantastic. This is the best smelling fig that I've ever come across. This is a very fruity fig, a very juicy fig that has a beautiful guava-like feel to the fragrance. Very sweet, very juicy, very plump kind of fragrance. Exactly the kind of thing if you love fruity fragrances or if you really do like fig fragrances. So it's beautiful, just right from the very beginning. It's a beautiful fragrance. There isn't a lot of, again, transitions, or the fragrance doesn't change a lot, which some people might dislike, but again, some people are just going to love. There is this dry cotton-like quality to this fragrance, somewhat similar to papyrus, which I really do love in some, especially some fragrances that are spicy. But I believe this is to osmanthus, and some people say that there's too much of this note in this fragrance. It creates this dry, clean cotton or clean wool kind of smell to this fragrance. It really kind of tries to balance that sweetness and that juiciness of that fig, and gives it, I guess, this a little bit more of a fluffy feel, of a soft feel to this fragrance. It gives it this interesting dynamic. And even though there's not a lot in this fragrance that changes, it's all rather well blended and again kind of linear. But again, it gives another dimension to just being a fruity fragrance or just being a sweet fruity fragrance. There is a little bit of a green feel to this fragrance with the fig. It's not particularly green. It doesn't have any of like the stem or, you know, the earthy side that fig can have. I think this is more of the clean and the fruity side. Overall, there's not a lot much more to say about it. If you do like other tea fragrances that are very clean and kind of linear, like Gucci Pour Homme Deux or Two, like some people, this is a fantastic fragrance to recommend. If you're going to jump into the House of Nikolai, I think that this is a really good one to go for and try. And if you're wondering about this, you know, little 5 or 15 mil here, I got this as a complimentary gift from my order from Lucky Scent. So a fantastic little travel if you want to jump into their brand and want to travel. Again, that's another option. But with the projection longevity, I get about 6 hours, maybe 7 if I wear a little too much. Projection seems to be more on the moderate side, arm's length or so. It's noticeable, but it doesn't project too much. So this is again another one of those fragrances that I think does a good job with the performance. It's not going to speak before you do. It's going to speak with you. It's noticeable. It's going to become a part of your persona. You're going to wear the fragrance, and the fragrance isn't going to wear you, but it's definitely still performing. It's definitely still there with you. So overall, I like the performance of this fragrance. It's kind of a average or moderate performance kind of fragrance. With the compliment factor, people did, you know, perk up, or you know, it did affect my confidence, and people could notice that I was smelling good and different, and but not too different. Again, niche fragrances, Sometimes people do like those more avant-garde fragrances, but if you're going to go out and about in an everyday situation and you want to smell different, there are fragrances from houses like this and a fragrance like Fig Tea that you could wear just about anywhere, just about any time, and you're going to smell a little bit more unique and a little bit more different, but not too much that it's off-putting or strange to somebody. I still think that this is sweet enough and fruity enough to be approachable, you know, for a person. I definitely do think you can get compliments with this fragrance. I just haven't gotten many in my experience, and perhaps I needed to be a little bit more, you know, friendly or bubbly around people, because I think this fragrance is a happy fragrance. I do think that this is a feel-good fragrance. I think that fig, especially if it's a fruity fig, has that effect a lot of the time, so that's a really good thing, and I think that's a positive thing. With the price, these fragrances are usually about $180 or so. I think they do have larger bottles that are more expensive, so these are kind of pricey, but Nikolai aren't extremely pricey. They're not as expensive as like a Creed per se, but you're not going to find these discounted as often though, so it is a little bit expensive, no doubt, but this could be something you really fall in love with. If you like modern green fragrances, I just did a review of a great modern green fragrance called Willows by the House of Regime de Fleurs, and this is another great green, kind of light, modern, everyday, you know, green fragrance. So if you've ever wanted one of those and wanted to try out one of those, I think that this is another great opportunity for you. So final rating, some people think it's too linear. Some people who are real niche heads on quality do know and are able to notice that this isn't the most natural. It still smells fantastic in the air, and even close to skin, I think that this fragrance smells natural or just fantastic. So overall, I'm going to give this a 7.5. I think it's a fantastic fragrance. The performance is pretty good. The price is a little high, and it's very easy to wear. It's approachable. It's a really nice fragrance. I really do appreciate it for what it does. So Fig Tea is a very good fragrance. I'm going to be wearing this casual. I love it on rainy days. I love it during summer mornings, and I really do like this fragrance, and I rated it a 7.5 because the performance could be better, and I would like a little bit more complexity. I think the criticism is warranted. In the dry down, perhaps they could have, you know, added some interesting facet to this fragrance. Perhaps a little bit of vanilla if they're going to be really mass appealing, and a little bit more gourmand. Or perhaps overall they could have mixed a little bit of vetiver in this fragrance if they wanted it to be more masculine. So overall though, a fantastic juice. I really do appreciate it. And this has been my review of Nikolai's Fig Tea. If you've stuck around to the end and you want to show me support, you know, show that you like me as a content creator here on YouTube and want to support me, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode, and even share the video. I thank y'all so much for your support and our growing team and family here at Untitled Fragrance channel. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, so we're gonna make it, guys. I'm sorry about the sun changing. Every time I pick a good spot, you know, everything changes, so the brightness of this video is all over the place. But thank y'all so much for being here today. Another fantastic fragrance, another fantastic day to just smell great. Thank y'all so much for being here, and don't forget to wear what you love, and I'll see you next time, and bye.